it's Elena and I'm back with another video, and this is my final exchange student vlog. And I was getting ready that Tuesday morning because I had an exam on Wednesday and it was actually an in-person exam. So I was traveling to Regensburg on Tuesday and I was planning to stay in my dorm and then just go to my exam and then return home and move out of my dorm later in the month. But everything ended up coming very differently, as you guys will see in this vlog. But for now, I didn't know what was gonna happen and I just packed the rest of all my stuff into my suitcase, and then it was time to go to the train station, and I was on my train to Regensburg, and of course I had my main character moments while staring out of the window. Hey guys, I just arrived in my dorm room, which I'm still renting even though I'm not living here, and I'm absolutely not staying here. I'm gonna book myself a hotel room because this room is disgusting. I have so many insects in here. Some of these are still alive. I don't know where they came from. I didn't keep any open food in here or anything. All my windows were closed, obviously. And I have actually complained about this before. You might remember it in the beginning when I moved in, I had an insect problem. When I moved in, my cousin and I very quickly discovered that there are a lot of dead insects, usually at the corners. And then there were also a lot of still alive spiders. And I actually contacted the dormitory about it and they were like, oh, it was because the room was empty the entire summer. Well, excuse me, but do you see this? And this? Those are all insects, these dots on the floor. These are insects, these are insects, these are insects, and it just continues like that in the room. And, excuse me, but that's where I'm meant to sleep. That's not cool. That's not cool, and I don't have the time to deep clean a room right now. And besides that, I would like to know where the hell all of these insects are coming from. And I don't know that yet. So, we're getting out of here. I booked myself a hotel super spontaneously while I was still in my dorm room, and this is what I ended up with. I didn't really look a lot at the website of the hotel. I really just wanted to book something to get out of there. But I think the room was actually really nice and I'm happy that I ended up there. And then I just unpacked all the essentials from my suitcase so that I had things like my cosmetics ready in the room so that I wouldn't need to search for them on the day of my exam. And I'm in a hotel room now and I already feel significantly better about my life. And maybe some of you guys will say, well, it wasn't that bad in your room. To me it was, because, you know, I know that I'm not there all the time. So it would have been perfectly fine for me if there were like 2 dead flies and a dead bug or something like that. But that was way beyond just a few dead insects. And some of these were still alive. And honestly, I don't even want to know what is now living under my bed covers because I didn't dare to look. And I wouldn't have been comfortable sleeping there. And like I said, I had a problem with insects when I moved in, and they told me it was just because the room had been vacant over the entire summer. But given that I'm there every few months and I don't leave any open food or anything like that in my room, that explanation doesn't really work now. And I don't think that that's okay for a dorm room. So I'm now in a hotel room. I'm gonna stay here for 2 nights and then I'm going back home. Already looking forward to that. This trip is already not starting well. However, the good news is this hotel is next to a McDonald's. So you know what we are getting for dinner, right? Okay, so that's the good news. The bad news is it's not super close to the university, but honestly, I just booked a hotel. I just wanted to get out. So it's okay. I might just get a cab or maybe walk, we'll see. I also have a little snackety snack which I bought at the train station before I knew what was coming for me. This is a little Schnitzelbrötchen. I have absolutely no idea how you say that in English. I will look it up. But I think Schnitzelbrötchen sounds pretty cute. So yeah, the plan now is I'm gonna eat my little Schnitzelbrötchen and then I'm gonna email the janitor of my dormitory and I'm gonna ask him why my room has so many visitors whose size is measured in millimeters rather than centimeters, because that's weird. So this is what the room looks like now. We have a small bathroom here, so it's just really tiny. And then we have a second one here where there's a bathtub and then also a big mirror. I already put all of my cosmetics here, but this ventilation thing turns on whenever you turn on the light in here, so that's why it's a bit louder. But yeah, that's the second part of the bathroom. And then this is what the rest of the room looks like. So we have a massive bed. I'm currently charging my laptop here just so that it will continue to have enough battery. And then here I have all of my clothes in there because I didn't really think it was worth unpacking given that I'm only here for 2 nights and there's no point in putting it all in there and then getting it out again. And then here we have all of my tech stuff and then some spare masks and my mask for today. And then the books that I brought, I thought maybe I would have time to start the third book in the Cruel Prince series. I don't really think so now. I'm still on the second book, but I did like the Cruel Prince, even though initially I wasn't that into it, but it actually became good. So now I'm on book 2. And then here I have my confirmation of, that I'm registered for the exam, and then also my notes from the class so that I can go over them again. And just my bag and this lovely chair, which I think will make a great reading chair. I can see myself reading in this later today. And yeah, here's me.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so I have calmed down. I did call the international office for my exchange university. I sent them the pictures from my room and they agreed that that is not okay. They got in touch with the dormitory for me, and I do have to say the international office acted super quickly, and the janitor of my dormitory as well. He even took the time to, get rid of all the animals that are in there right now. But he also said he doesn't know where they're coming from. I am really grateful that he cleaned it now, but I am not going to go back there to sleep there tonight because I don't know whether there are any more coming in, and yeah, it's a no for me. But I am very, very grateful that they acted so quickly. And I'm gonna meet with the janitor tomorrow between 7 and 11 a.m. I can just go there, give him a call, and then we'll meet up. And then we're gonna take a look at it, and he's gonna see whether he can figure out where this issue is coming from. But now I have a different problem, because turns out my charging cable doesn't work here. I don't know whether it's broken or whether it just doesn't work with the plugs in the hotel, because I have a charging cable for extra fast charging, and I think maybe it just doesn't work here with the plugs because everything else is working fine. Like everything else is charging all right. So it's not the plug, it's the cable. So I gotta go and buy myself a new charging cable so that, my phone doesn't die, because that would be the next disaster of this trip. So yeah, the plan for now is we're gonna venture into the city. We are actually located in a quite nice part of the city. I think we're quite close to the old city center. Which is a part of Regensburg I never really got to explore. So, we're gonna go and hopefully find myself a charging cable and also some snacks, because my exam is from 12 to 6 p.m. tomorrow. So I'm hoping that there will be snack breaks in between, because the exam is also divided into 3 different units, which are examined separately. So I'm hoping that we maybe get some snack breaks. If we don't, we don't. But, a girl can hope and bring some snacks just in case that there is a snack break. So yeah, let's go. And off to the city we go. And I also wanted to show you guys my hotel from the outside because I think it's really pretty. I also realized later on that I had actually walked past that hotel when I first moved to Regensburg, and I had posted a story of it because I thought it was so pretty. So I thought it's kind of cool that I ended up staying in that hotel. And then I walked a bit through the city center and, looked a little bit at the shops, and of course also found myself a charging cable. So that was done. And of course then I also had to try it in my hotel, and luckily it worked. And I'm back in my hotel room and I now have some snacks. So I bought these. They have some chocolate on top of them, and I think they're just going to be a really good snack for like a short break. And then I also have these dried apples, and I really like these, so I'm hoping that I'm going to have some time to eat them. Otherwise, I'll just take them with me on my train journey back home and eat them then. And then I also bought this drink, but I just bought it for now because I was feeling like drinking something, a little more sugary. And then I also did some kind of unnecessary shopping, but I was feeling like it because someone from my audience actually told me that these are currently on sale at Hallhuber. This is not a paid ad or anything, but I just thought they're really pretty. And so I managed to get one. Really happy about that. I also bought a black jumpsuit for the summer. I'm just gonna insert a clip now where you can see what it looks like worn. But I thought it was a really good jumpsuit just for, wearing it when it's a bit warmer. So that's why I got it. And then I also bought a power bank because mine is dead. It has been dead for a while, but I just didn't get around to replacing it. So I just bought a normal power bank, and that's what it looks like. And yeah, it's working. I already tried it. So it looks like I've solved the crises of the day. So the plan now is I'm gonna take a little nap because it's already been a kind of long day. So I'm gonna take a short 30-minute nap with the Calm app. On the Calm app, you can actually select like a nap time story. They also have sleep stories, which are meant to put you to sleep at night. But a nap time story will also wake you after 30 minutes, which is really useful in my opinion. And I really like having a bit of a guided nap because otherwise I just don't fall asleep. I'll just lie there and think about everything that I ever did wrong in life. Slight existential crises. So that's why I love using the Calm app. This is also not sponsored. This is just like a genuine tip. I think it's a really useful app if you struggle to fall asleep. And yeah, I'll see you guys after my nap. And then I got myself some dinner, and of course it was McDonald's. And after that I sat down and looked over my notes for the exam tomorrow. I don't really think it's effective to study the night before, but it just calms me down to look over the notes one last time and realize that I can recall the knowledge that I see on the page. And then it was already getting pretty late, so I put on my PJs and I decided to read a little bit before going to sleep. Honestly, I love the Cruel Prince series so much. I think it's an amazing fantasy read, and if anyone's interested, I've linked the book series in the description box of this video.
The next day.
Good morning guys, it's the next day. It's about 8 a.m. I already had breakfast, and the plan now is I'm gonna go to my dorm room and I'm gonna meet up with the janitor, and he and I, we're gonna take a look at the room and we're gonna see whether we can figure out where the insects are coming from. And then I'm gonna come back to the hotel, I'm gonna eat, and then it's exam time. And last night I did read a little bit more in this book, The Wicked King, which is the second book in the Cruel Prince series. And I just wanna say, this is really good. I like it. The first book really didn't convince me that much in the beginning, because the first 100 pages I was just like, what the hell am I reading? But I do have to say, the end did save it, and then I really wanted to read the second one, and I feel like the second one is much better from the beginning onwards, and it's actually pretty suspenseful, so no regrets so far. I already also have the third book, so I'm really hoping the second one is going to continue to be good so that I'm going to be motivated to read the third one. And yeah, now it's time to go back to my dorm room. Okay, I'm in the room now. I talked to the janitor. It looks better in here. Like I said, the janitor cleaned the room, which is very nice. But I already see the next one walking there. Do you see it? Let me show you. Do you see this little moving dot? Yeah, that's another one. No. I'm leaving. Goodbye. I've been in this room long enough. But we have figured out where they probably come from, which is the door to the balcony. So apparently they will basically squeeze through it and get into the room like that. Yeah. Not so great, but my mom and I settled on the idea of moving out of here. So my mom is coming over to Regensburg and she's gonna help me move out of this room. And then I'm gonna be done with it because, no, absolutely just no. So I'm gonna take all the stuff out of this room together with my mom. She's coming tomorrow. And then I'm gonna have like my final move out day on Friday. And then I'm just gonna be rid of this room. It was a really nice room, admittedly. I mean, having a balcony in student accommodation is luxurious. Big ass windows, great. It was really nice, actually. I mean, some of my pictures have fallen down since, but it was a well-divided room and a very spacious desk. So no complaints there, honestly. So yeah, I'm gonna take this little moving dot, put her outside, and then I'm gonna go back to the hotel because I'm definitely not staying in this room. So yeah, that's my goodbye to this room. It was a pretty beautiful room, but I'm not really into the idea of sharing it with little creatures that are coming in through the balcony door. Back in the hotel, I took one final look at all of my notes for my English exam, which was happening at 12 p.m. that day. I just wanted to look over it one last time, but it wasn't really for studying. It was more just for, calming myself down. And since the exam started at 12 p.m., I got myself some lunch at 11 a.m. I just got myself a salad, an apple pie, and some fries, and I just ate that so that I won't go into the exam with an empty stomach. And then I was off to campus, and this is what my exchange university actually looks like, and I was really happy that I managed to find a room without a problem. problem since I haven't really been on campus a lot.
Many hours later.
And here's a very happy me after finishing her 6-hour English exam, and a few of the other students who also took the exam and I decided to walk through Regensburg together and also get dinner as a group. And I really enjoyed getting to see a little bit more of the city and also talking to the other students, because I hadn't really had a chance to talk to students from my exchange university since pretty much all of my classes were online. And it was also great to see the city, which is actually very beautiful. And I'm a little bit sad that I didn't get to spend more time in it. And I'm back in my hotel room now. It's 9 p.m. I had a great time hanging out with the other students. It's kind of sad that this really was my first time hanging out with students from my exchange university, given that it's now the end of my exchange year. But I mean, the entire year was obviously very different due to the pandemic. And I'm honestly just grateful that I even got to have a chance to do this at all. And it was a really great evening, and yeah. The plan now for the rest of the evening is I'm gonna finish my book. This is the second book in the Cruel Prince series. I really like the series, though I feel like it could have done with a bit more time for explaining why the characters grew into more mature people. Because I feel like when I started reading The Cruel Prince, they all sounded very immature, very unreflected. And now that only 5 months have passed in the second book, they really sound like adults. And that kind of doesn't add up. I feel like the book could have done with spending a bit more time on showing that character growth. At the same time though, I'm a very impatient person, and I know that I always hate these parts in books where the characters are meant to grow and, you know, you just read it and you're just waiting for the actual action to happen. And so on the other hand, I can appreciate that not too much time is wasted on it, but I think it could have done with a bit more. But it's still great, honestly, and I think the fantasy series is pretty cool. And there's just a lot happening in it, so I just want to know how it keeps going because it is very interesting. And I'm very glad that I already have book number 3 right here. So yeah, the plan for the rest of the evening is just read, not think about the English exam because I have no idea how it went and I don't want to overthink it. And then tomorrow my mom is going to come to Regensburg and I'm going to move out of my dorm room. Hopefully not meet any other insects there. And yeah, that will also be the end of my exchange here, really. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day. Bye!